Bom dia! Welcome back. Another beautiful day here in Salvador, Bahia, Brazil. I'm seeing on the news that much of the United States is being hit by a massive snowstorm. Not that I dislike the snow, I love the snow. I don't want to live in the snow, but I wouldn't mind a week in a cozy cabin in the forest with lots of snow, a fireplace, a dog curled up on the couch, some good books. Sounds nice, but for living, I prefer to live here in the tropics. The news from the United States is increasingly alarming. What's happening in Minneapolis, the second murder of a peaceful protester by Trump's goon squad, Trump's Gestapo. Very alarming, very disturbing, but I do see a flicker of hope in that more and more Americans are reacting and the resistance is growing. Keep it up, Americans. Make the year 2026 the downfall of the Trump regime. And speaking of storms, the big storm is about to, or I should say storm season is about to begin here in Salvador, but storm in a good way. The storm being Carnival and Carnival season. There's a lot of pre-Carnival activities going to be starting on the next few days. And of course on February 2nd. When is that? I think it's next Tuesday. Not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday is one of my favorite festival days of the year, the festival of the sea goddess Iemanjá. Looking forward to that. I think Carnival starts on February 14th, but there'll be lots of pre-Carnival activities, festas, festivals, and merriment between now and the start of Carnival. This is the season. I once again managed to spend too much money this month. It's, what's today, January 25th, and I'm totally broke. I'm living off my dwindling credit card. But I have enough credit left I can get through to the end of the month. The end of the month being February 2nd for me. And, but looking at the month of February and adding everything up that I owe, the good news is that next month, February, I'll finish paying off all of my major bills, all of my credit card debt that I accumulated setting up my apartment. But it's going to be a tight month, February, hopefully my last tight month. With Carnival, always extra expenses. And but it will be nice come March 1st to finally get my finances back in order, to have everything paid off, and to be able to start saving again. Looking forward to that. And am I looking forward to Carnival next month? Well, I've talked a lot about that already in previous episodes, about the pros and cons of Carnival. And I live right smack dab in the middle of it. But overall, you know, I don't want to be a grouch. I'm going to say overall, I'm looking forward to and will enjoy Carnival, and just avoid the parts that I don't like. And come March, when I can start seriously saving again, I need to get serious about saving for some much needed dental work. I need to start saving for a ticket for a 2 to 3 week, my 2 to 3 week annual visit up to California. And I also want to start saving for a trip up to the Amazon. So those are my 3 goals for 2026. Quick thank you to all of you who have subscribed to my channel, I appreciate it. When I looked this morning, I have 616 subscribers. Thanks to all of you. I'm looking forward to the goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers, which would make me eligible to monetize my channel. So if you're watching and you could just hit that subscribe button, it's free. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Obrigado. Gracias. Looks like I'm heading in the direction of the Rio Vermelho neighborhood. I didn't really plan that when I walked out the door, but that's the way I'm walking, so I guess that's where I'm going. Been a little bit lazy the last couple of days and have not gone out for a long walk. I just made a couple of short walks in my neighborhood, but I need to get back on my daily routine of a 2 to 3 hour walk, especially now that I'm taking a break from Ozempic. Need to keep up my exercise and fresh air routine. See all the scaffolding that's going up here? That's all for Carnival, because the Carnival route passes along this avenue, and all of this temporary scaffolding and bleachers and shelters and everything else is all being erected for Carnival coming up. Maybe a limited tolerance for being stepped on and pushed and having my eardrums damaged. But I've been known to stay out for several hours, at least in my younger years. One big advantage, well, there are many advantages. One big advantage of living just 1.5 blocks off the Carnival route is that it requires no energy, effort, or time to get from home to Carnival. And when I get tired or have had enough, it's easy to peel off and be home in a few minutes. You see those temporary structures that they're erecting across the street? Those are called camarotes. Now at Carnival you can either be pipoca, which is just the masses who are participating for free in the street. You don't dance, you pula. And it literally means to jump. And you're called pipoca, popcorn, because that's what you look like. Popcorn, jumping in the hot frying pan. And it's very exhilarating, exciting, and energizing, but it's better if you're younger. If you're older, or if you're more faint of heart, or if you consider yourself to be an elite, you pay a lot more to watch Carnival pass by in one of these many camarotes set up on the side, or they're inside buildings that have good views with balconies. You're served, it's an open bar, snacks, great viewing, no pushing and shoving. So there's pipoca, camarote, and then the third way to participate is in a bloco, where you actually are in the Carnival, participating, I guess you would call it a Carnival group, called a bloco here. My bloco are the Filhos de Ganji. You pay. Generally there's some kind of costume or something you wear that identifies you as a paid participant in a bloco, and you've got the cords that you get inside, and people who aren't wearing the bloco's costume or uniform or whatever they're wearing cannot get inside the corda, so you're somewhat protected from the masses. Here my brother-in-law Eliamar and I are sharing the Filho de Ganji costume inside the Fia Gigante Blocco. We bought one costume. Every year the costume is different. Each paid half of cost because he can't participate every day. He works one day on, one day off, one day off, one day off. So on the days that he's working, I will be participating in the Fia Gigante. And I know you've seen me and him wearing that costume before. It's got the white turban on the head and the blue and white beads, etc. Here, I believe, is a parking garage that's being turned into a giant camarote. Now, the Carnival Blocco that I participate in, the Fia Gigante, the costume is, this year, it's gone up to 1,000 reais, which is close to 200 US dollars. So it's pricey for people here. 1,000 reais is quite a bit of money. So people save up for the entire year. It's quite an investment, but people are very, the participants are very attached to their blocos. I know I'm very attached to the Fia Gigante, so I don't mind paying, and I'm only paying half, as I said, since I'm splitting the cost this year. Stopping for my daily acai break. Oh, what a beautiful day. Beautiful breeze, sunshine, everything's perfect. While I was eating my acai, I was reading the New York Times on my cell phone. I was reading an article about what is happening in Minneapolis right now, and it is so disturbing. I have to pinch myself. Am I reading about the United States, or am I reading about a dictatorship in some other part of the world? It's just incredible. Resist, resist, and resist. I've chosen external exile from the madness, and from what I've been reading, many Americans are choosing to leave the United States and find refuge outside in foreign countries. My choice, of course, is here in Brazil, but I'm seeing more and more articles and YouTube videos about Americans leaving the United States and moving abroad. And this is a very nice exile indeed. I'm walking through the Ondina neighborhood on my way to Rio Vermelho. Lots of people out on the beach today. It's very sunny, very warm, but a nice breeze. Always lots of joggers on this route. People like to sit in these tidal pools that form during low tide. And kicking around a soccer ball is always popular in futebol mad Brazil. Right across the street there is an LGBTQ plus community center sponsored by the city of Salvador. Urban Brazil is surprisingly progressive, which of course I love. It fits in well with my own politics. Quite a contrast to the crypto-fascist Republican Party that is currently governing the United States. A profound tragedy. I love this walk right here. You see these columns, the sidewalk here. It looks like something that was built, at least 100 years ago, or probably more. And I love this little beach too. Very charming. And Brazilians love their beach volleyball and beach paddleboard too. Very, very nice. I always say, Salvador is a natural antidepressant. Simply beautiful. Looking out on the South Atlantic Ocean. Across the water is Africa. Next week, hundreds of thousands of people will be on this beach here in Rio Vermelho for the Iemanjá Sea Goddess Festival. One of my favorite days of the year. Looking forward to it. Fishing boats. I think that may be some kind of baptism happening there. Or perhaps a candomblé ritual or ceremony. Yes, I think it may be candomblé. And it looks like they may be sprucing up the facade of that house across the street. Casa de Iemanjá for next week's festival. Yes. Do you hear the chanting coming from that little boat there? I would say definitely a candomblé ritual. And there she is, Iemanjá. And this is her house. And this is her house. And there she is. And there she is, Iemanjá. Thank you, Iemanjá, for another beautifully perfect day here in Salvador. Ashe. And thanks to all of you for being here today. And as always, beijo. Ciao.